Hi, Dennis Weiss, Eagle Communications. Welcome to our town. We're at a blank wall at Great Plains Theater. All the art has disappeared.
It's gone for now.
So we're going to be asking for some new art here pretty quick. Margaret Clare, the education director, and we have some exciting stuff coming up rest of this year and all of next year, by the way this reads to me.
We do.
Tell us what it is.
Well, the thing that you're looking at is a press release for the live literature program, and that is something that Great Plains has been doing for years.
Right.
We mixed it up a little bit differently last year, where we created the show ourselves. We did How to Tame Your Dragon, took that out to the schools, had a really nice response from that. Of course, we want to do something new every year, keep it fresh.
Absolutely.
So this year, I'm actually stealing an idea from another professional theater up in Iowa, the Old Creamery, and they have a wonderful education program, and they do a very extensive touring, spring touring into the schools. And what they do is they open things up to the entire state and say, kids, write something and submit it to us, and they have a writing contest.
I love that.
So there are prizes. They are not mutually exclusive. You could write something and win a prize, and it would not necessarily be in the show. You could write something and win a prize, and it wouldn't be in the show, or you could not win the prize, and it would be in the show. So they're really kind of two prongs to the same thing. So the writing contest is open to all Kansas students, homeschool, public school, private school, in elementary. So that's K through 5. And you can write a poem. You can write a story. It has to be based on our very broad theme this year of the history of our land, especially Kansas.
Okay.
So we just finished Wizard of Oz. It's not exactly historical, although the movie really is a part of our history now. We have a museum in Wauwatosa.
There's quite a few yellow brick roads around, Margaret.
Yellow brick
I've seen
roads.
them all across Kansas.
And a lot of cornfields. So that was, we kind of opened the season with Wizard of Oz, very Kansas oriented. We're doing 1776, the musical, which of course is about 1776 and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And that's going to be the high school musical coming up in the spring. So the writing contest is in keeping with this history theme. So it can be very broad. It could be about a person, it could be local history, it could be a history of our country, whatever sparks your interest. But that is our theme, and we're looking for submissions. All you have to do is email Margaret at greatplainstheater.com. Send your submissions in by December 1st. And like I said, it could be a poem, it could be a story, it doesn't have to be particularly long. And we're just looking for whatever creative ideas come to us will spur our own ideas for the upcoming show, which will be the end of March and April when we take it out into the schools for our live literature. Okay.
So contest and usually means prizes?
Contest means prizes, and funny you should mention it. Eagle Communications once again has stepped up to support the education program here at Great Plains Theater, and they have given us generously cash prizes. So we will have several winners and significant cash prizes for those winners.
When is the winner announced?
The winners, the contest ends December 1.
Okay.
We have a month with a panel. We're going to have a panel of a theater professional here.
Right.
And a teacher in the school district here to help us decide the winners, and we will announce the winners January 2018.
Okay, in January. My marketing department asked me that question, and I didn't have that answer. I said, we'll find out today with a camera on.
So deadline December 1, and then the announcement will be for entries, and the announcement will be January.
Couple of things. I love writing contests for young people. First of all, it's a skill we need in the world, but people who do write, who do respond to things like this, it's a true outlet for their God-given creativity. And I'm predicting you're going to see some amazing stuff.
I expect so.
I love the topic, the history of our land, especially Kansas. I think that's a great title. It gives people some latitude, but focuses on Great Plains Theater is here in Kansas. And I'm just so excited to see what kids send you, and we're going to try to do a good job of making sure a lot of people across Kansas know about your contest.
Yay. So. Yes, we want to hear from lots of folks out there, lots of kids out there.
Okay, number 2, signing of the Declaration of Independence, your 1776 musical. I've never heard of that musical.
It was a movie. Actually, a pretty famous, they made a movie of the musical.
Okay.
And it was after it had been on Broadway. I think in 1970, I think, is when the movie musical came out.
Merle Haggard must not have been in it.
He was not in it,
okay.
no.
Well, that
William,
explains me missing
I can't remember his name now. I want to say Devane, but it's not.
Defoe.
Anyway, some famous people in the movie at the time. It is men heavy, obviously, because this is about Congress. So the only two women written into it were Abigail Adams, which I played a long time ago, and Martha Jefferson.
Okay.
We are doing gender blind casting, so we will have females in Congress.
Yep, very good.
And we will keep the husband and wives both gender specific. But other than that, Ben Franklin, the Courier, all of the members of Congress who were, I mean, these are real guys, real real people. They will be just cast, not based on gender whatsoever. It's a very, very delightful musical, and oddly enough, the book, the text is literally transcripts from Congress in 1776.
I'm very excited about that. It's so important to our country that we know the history of our country.
Yes, and this is such a fun way to figure it out.
Anything that adds a fun dimension to it will interest people more than something that doesn't.
I know some of my high schoolers were bemoaning American history and how much reading it was and how hard it was, and well, they're going to learn a big chunk of it through doing 1776.
Okay, so tie that all together. You're the education director at Great Plains Theater. If this is an education, I don't know what it is, right? That's the whole concept of the writing contest, to focus on the production next year. That's not only is it educating young people in your art form, but you're educating young people and giving them a chance to educate us about our land, especially Kansas, and the Declaration of Independence. And great idea.
We're two-pronged here. We have our professional side and our educational side. They integrate quite a bit, but we know that everybody is not going to be a performer or a theater professional. And our goal is to teach.
Agree with. Everybody will be a performer. We all do.
We all do. That's true. We all do.
We all do. Even if you're in the grocery line and you're behind somebody who's not polite, you're performing to make sure you are
absolutely
polite.
We all wear
to
costumes and perform and have roles that we do every day.
You have to modify your behavior to fit in the groups. That's humanness, right?
Yeah.
So we all perform, and I'm not correcting you. I'm making sure that people understand the importance of what's going on here.
Yeah.
It is, and especially with the young people. We're going to put a couple of young people up on the camera here in just a couple of minutes, but you can see the difference in kids that come here and participate in the activities, and I've seen it for years. They walk in here and they walk out here, and very few of them will professionally perform on a stage, but they all leave here more skilled in being a human who can communicate with other humans. And that's so valuable.
We're pretty much in the business of building confidence. That's what education really is about.
Well said. Okay, we're going to take a break, and the next face you're going to see over there is going to be this high.
Much smaller.
I'm Dennis Weiss, and for Margaret Claire, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Dennis Weiss back with Hannah Knaus, whose dad is the funniest guy in the hemisphere. We decided that before the camera came on, so I wanted to make sure the world knew, right? Because I've known your dad like forever. Funny guy. All right, you're one of the Great Plains Theater kids that we see, and you've been in the program a little while. How do you like it?
It's pretty good. I like it a lot. It's
What
fun.
do you learn here?
To have fun with other kids.
Well, that's a good thing to do. Have you been in any plays?
One, which is The Wizard of Oz.
I saw that opening night. It was pretty darn good.
Thank
What
you.
part did you play?
I played Miss Switch, Munchkins, People of Oz, and Poppies.
What's your favorite?
Miss Switch.
Okay, all right. So, how many kids in your little group? About
About, I think, 20.
20? That's not a little group, is it? That's a big group.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how often do you come to Great Plains Theater?
Quite a bit in the week for practices.
Mm-hmm.
Every day except Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
It's a lot of work to put on a play, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So, what technique do you use to learn your lines?
Well, I go over at home and practice them a lot with my mom, and when I come here, I have them down, and Miss Margaret is very happy.
Miss Margaret's very happy when you come here and you have your lines down. You know, I was never able to make Miss Margaret very happy with my lines, I gotta tell you. I never quite got them down. So I'm always impressed when you kids get up there and just, it's so impressive to me because I know how much work it is to learn those lines. I'm not a good line learner. But I did have fun. I did have fun when I did my little thing for Wild Bill Hickok, you see. So you had fun when you played?
Yeah.
All right. So have you heard about the writing contest that Miss Margaret and I were talking about?
A little bit.
Yeah? You going to put something in the contest?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Do you like to write?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. Well, we will be anxiously awaiting what you submit then.
Okay.
Okay. One more thing. What's your favorite thing about Great Plains Theater's program here for young people like you? Of all the things that you've done here, what's your favorite?
Probably getting to do plays with other kids.
What do you think when you're out there on the stage and lights are shining at you and you can't really see the audience, but you know they're there because they're clapping? How does that feel?
It feels like everybody is liking what we are doing.
Yeah. Is that a good feeling for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is. Well, you know, from my perspective, I think that you kids getting up there and doing that, gosh, that's going to pay dividends for you as you go the rest of your life, to be unafraid to get up in front of people and to say what your lines are or what you think or your own opinions, all of those things. The courage and the confidence that comes from practicing that skill here, it's going to be great for you as you go. So, do you have a favorite joke? Knock knock joke?
I don't know.
You don't have a favorite knock knock joke? Donnie Canals' house, you don't have a favorite knock knock joke?
The problem is I like all of them.
Okay, well here's our favorite knock knock joke. You start.
Knock knock.
Come in. Drove my middle daughter nuts, that one. So, yes, you didn't get it, right? It's not really funny. And then she'd go, Daddy, Daddy, you're supposed to say who's there. And I go, I know who's there, it's you. Just come in. So, drove her crazy. Anyway, that's our favorite knock knock joke. Okay, Hannah, thanks for being our guest. We're going to take a short break and we're going to get one of your friends up here and talk a little bit more about the kids program. Thank you.
Awesome.
Folks, we'll be right back.
Are you frustrated with Wi-Fi dead zones in your home? It happens when you don't have Boost, the cutting-edge Wi-Fi solution from Eagle Communications. A Boost-certified Eagle technician maps your home, then installs a dual-band modem and router, plus discrete access points to deliver wall-to-wall Wi-Fi with no dead zones. Boost powers all your family's devices in all the places you love to live. Get Boost. Wi-Fi made simple. Only from Eagle Communications. Call today.
Dennis Weiss back with Margaret Campbell, a real seasoned professional on the stage at Great Plains Theater. So, first thing, how many plays have you been in?
3.
3. Since when?
Since, well, last year.
Exactly. 3 in a year. So we have seen you perform on the stage a lot, those of us who come and watch the plays here at Great Plains Theater. And I have to tell you, you're pretty darn good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So what inspired you to come be a Great Plains Theater kid?
I love acting and singing. So.
Acting and singing. You play an instrument?
Yeah.
What?
I play the string bass and I play the piano.
So I saw you and your brother and your sister perform, did I not? In one of the entertainments after the show one night. So tell us who your brother and sister are and tell us what you played if you remember.
They're Leela and Warren Campbell, and we played a string trio, and I don't remember what song.
That's okay. I can tell you it was very good. I was so impressed to see the three of you up there, and I thought for a moment I was at the Salina Symphony with the string, not quite a quartet because there were three of you, but it was just really good. So how much do you play at home?
A lot.
A lot. That's a good answer because you can be good if you don't play a lot. Okay, so what's your favorite thing about the Education Kids program down here at Great Plains Theater?
That you get to help do a lot of the stuff, and you get to be on the stage when sometimes in the professional shows you aren't old enough to do it.
What's it like to play alongside somebody who played on Broadway?
Exciting.
Exciting. I saw a picture of you standing next to one of the Broadway performers, and I thought it was a terrific picture of you communicating with this lady who's been all over the world and a successful Broadway player. And I thought that is the picture of the education program at GPT. It's putting people like Margaret here alongside seasoned professionals and saying, go as far and as high as you want. Isn't that exciting? Mm-hmm. I think so too. So you and Lila and Warren, right? So does Warren get a full vote when you have a family, or is you and Lila just vote him out of the island quite often?
Well, most of the time me and Leela vote him out.
I knew that. See, I'm a little brother myself, you see, so I know how that works. That's funny. If you could tell people at home something that's so important about Great Plains Theater to Margaret Campbell, what would you tell them?
That you can get to do a lot of the stuff, like help make the poppies like we did in Wizard of Oz, when normally at home, when you do sort of fake plays there, it's not, you don't really get as big an audience as you do here, so it's way more fun. Way more fun.
Way more fun's a good thing to tell people. How old are you, Margaret?
I'm 9.
9. You've been in 3 plays in the last year and you're 9 years old. I think that's such a good thing for people to hear. So what are you looking forward to next year? Are you going to audition for some of the main stage plays if they need a small blonde girl, not this big?
If they do, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No fear, right? No, that's what I wanted to hear. No fear. Okay, folks, the fun thing for me is to sit next to these pros here. We watch these young people on the stage, and she's just one example. Margaret's just one example. But when these kids go through this program and walk up on the stage, they look and act like pros because that's what they're trained to do, and it's so impressive. But then I see when it's over and I see those smiles light up, it just warms my heart. Got like that one. That warms my heart, I gotta say. Thank you for all you've done for Great Plains Theater. You're a real trooper, and your family, Warren and Lila, to step up and do the things they do, tell them we appreciate them too. Okay? All right. Dennis Weiss, Eagle Communications, Margaret Campbell, last seen on the stage of Great Plains Theater and here in Abilene. Solid resident, going to do great things wherever she goes. We're glad you tuned in to watch us today. Come down to Great Plains Theater and see these young people on the stage right here. Have a great day.